The Battle of Patay was a disaster for the English. The French wiped out their bowmen and drove their forces from the Loire Valley. Now for Jeanne d'Arc and the Dauphin, the way to Reims was clear. The Maid of Orleans rode with the Dauphin through the streets and was at his side when he was finally crowned King Charles VII of France. But less than 2 years later, Jeanne was captured in battle, sold to the English, and put on trial for heresy. She spent 6 months locked in a dungeon, awaiting her fate. King Charles, who owed his crown to Jeanne, did nothing to help win her freedom. She was found guilty. On May 30th, 1431, Jeanne d'Arc was brought here, to the old market square in Rouen, where she was burned at the stake. She was 19 years old. But what the Maid of Orleans started could not be denied. Her victories were the first in a chain of successes for France's military. Liberty was within reach. Thanks to the leadership of 2 brothers, Jean and Gaspard Bureau, the French army became experts in the use of artillery, transforming it into a disciplined, modern fighting force. In 1448, King Charles was ready to make a major move against the English. He vowed to retake Normandy. King Charles VII's army would soon have access to the most advanced artillery in Europe, thanks to the master gunners, the Bureau brothers. While the brothers developed their weapons, the king laid plans for their use. He would bring Normandy back under French control. The first phase of the king's plan would give the Bureau brothers time to perfect their cannons. He tasked his army with claiming a base of operations. With the town under French control, the Bureau brothers now had the use of the university and of their own siege workshop. Their next goal was to learn all they could about recent innovations in the mixing of the most potent gunpowder. While the army waited for their new weapons, they kept a watchful eye for any English attacks on the town.
Les ordonnances. Oyez les ordonnances. Giovanni Bastille.
A party of English soldiers approached the French base, intent on reclaiming the town.
Ma lance preste. Si, comme un volette.
Besoin à faire.
Boss Oi donc. Lancière, elle flash.
The brothers worked tirelessly to cast their gun barrels, but they still needed insight into the latest gunpowder chemistry.
Je fais comme il vous plaît. Arbalètrier, n'en restez pas en suspens. Soudain, c'est l'heure de départir, soudain. Arbalètrier, soit allons, arbalètrier, avant. Moi, je délaisserai mon assiette. Arbalètrier, suivez le...
C'est quasi assouvi.
Et pourquoi tout attire? Les soudains, l'ancien. Arbalètrier, avant. Et fait, j'y pourvois. Arbalètrier, je fais votre commandement.
The Bureau brothers had successfully combined a powerful gunpowder recipe with sturdy cast iron gun barrels. At last, cannon production could begin. While the brothers turned out their cannons, culverins and reboldequins, the French army would bolster themselves for the coming fight.
Voici les commandements. Advertance. Voici les commandements.
Oh yeah.
Un hostel à bastir.
Bien fait. Advertance, voici les commandements. Je prends cure de ce manoir. Ouais. Trestos écoute les ordonnances. Oui, ce sera moult bien assouvi, verrez.
Qu'attendez-vous de moi?
Oyez tous, voici les commandements. Un hostel à Bastille.
Ils sont prêts pour prêts. Arbalètrier, suivez. Nous attendons, c'est l'heure de débattre. Arbalète, allons, arbalètrier.
Advertance. Allons, sans intermoyer. Oyez tous, voici les commandements. Je prends cure de ce manoir.
Lancier envoyé vers le port. Parfait. Lancier envoie.
J'ai besoin d'un parmain. C'est quasi assouvi.
Et nos archives. Allez, lancier.
Soudain,
Les sous-gendarmes.
faites-moi.
Engin de ça, engin. En l'avoué.
Corrège, très bien. À votre
Soudain, marchons de Ruchiel.
Ayez voué.
Soyez prêts. Les engins, engin. En l'avoué. Presque. Tout est ordonné. Les engins se...
Avançons.
Soudain, très bien. J'y besoin.
Point de...
Nos accélères de dé...
Oui,
Lance, envoyé, lancier.
Les soudains, bien.
oyez. En bataille.
Gloire et...
Point de... J'ai besoin.
Les archers ennemis!
Mais ce qui ne suit pas.
With the mine under French control, the Bureau brothers had access to an abundance of iron for their gun barrels.
Gloire est fixée comme pour te gagner.
Point de minière voué.
Je vais vous accorder quoi?
Les engins se meuvent. Très bien.
Parfait. Lancier envoie. Ma lance ira où vos Skuldrez.
Lance.
Point ne me plaise de t'être évidemment, à part main. Très bien, j'ai besoin. Envouez. L'œil au target. Ayez cœur à lutin, reniez vos lances et envouez. Je garde.
Preste son
Corrège, lancier. Ah, évidemment, à part main.
Nos adresses, s'estuent, j'entreprends. Marchons de...
Tout est en... Ainsi soit-il.
Point de... Avant. Mesni de Cuffard. Point de...
Soudard, je garderai ces stations.
Engin de siège, assis. Ça, engin. En l'avouer.
Les soudards sont prêts. Bien. L'heure est d'aller au bois de...
Engin de... Ainsi soit-il.
Les anciens
Engin, c'est
ennemis
l'heure de
affligent
trêve.
notre bataille. Soudard, c'est l'heure de départir.
Soudard, il y a des...
Ouais, je délaisserai mon assiette. Soyez prest, mes frères. Les soudards sont prestes pour battre.
Point de minière
La
j'ai
quintaine
besoin.
est...
Je garderai.
Tout est ordonné.
Nos attendresses sont si telles et votre bon plaisir. Les soudards...
Assez avant.
13 chiffres.
C'est quasi assouvi.
Gloire et victoire seront à nous, soudards. Will, je l'emprunte.
Ayez fait moins fiant. Oui.
Tantos nos faut-il advancer?
Le chanceux soit-il fait.
After raising the river port, the French soldiers seized a stockpile of shipworthy timber, which could be used for superior cannon frames. At last, the French artillery weapons were ready for deployment. After years of preparation, the time had come for Charles VII to make his move. To take back Normandy, he would need to recapture the stronghold of Rouen, a critical fortress from which the English had been attacking Paris. Rouen walls would face an explosive trial against the mighty force of gunpowder. With the skirmish won, trade could begin with the settlement.
Son-ci ferais-je comme émandé.
J'ai besoin.
The brothers now had every available advantage in producing their guns.
Soyez prêts, frères.
C'est l'heure de trêve. Tout est ordonné. Les gens, c'est quasi... Quelle triompheuse victoire.
The French army bore down on the formidable walls of Rouen, ready to launch their final assault on this key English stronghold.
Je fais vos commandements.
Tout est en... Oui, là par main.
Ayez cure aux ordonnants.
Moi, me délaisserai mon assiette.
Loin, gendarme.
Engin, ça, engin.
Il faut partir de... C'est comme vous voulez.
Tout est ça, engin. En l'avouer.
Les siens. La voix. Gloire et
La
victoire
quintaine
seront
et tout
Rouen walls were breached. The French army had at last exposed the heart of the fortress. Having lost the walls of Rouen, the English made a last stand to hold the city. The French would need to destroy the buildings that had housed the English army and drive out the enemy for good. With the English scattered and their buildings in ashes, the French had recaptured the critical fortress of Rouen. Charles VII had proven that France was no longer the underdog in the 100 Years' War. After decades of bloody dispute, Normandy was finally back in French hands.